Welcome to the Living in Utah live question and answer session here Thursday evening. I try to make it every Thursday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're joining us from the East Coast, 10 p.m. State of Utah right now. A little bit of snow this week. Quite a bit of snow actually over the last week in northern Utah. The moisture is much needed. We do need the moisture. It's always good to have water. The ski resorts are absolutely booming. Lots of fresh powder. Great time to go skiing or any other winter sport. Had some friends invited me to go snowmobiling last weekend. I didn't get a chance to go, but they said it was fantastic. Fantastic time they had. So it's a great time for all the winter sports. Last week, I brought up the topic on social media, age verification being required for social media sites. Well, after last Friday, there was a lawsuit filed in the state of Utah. So there's been a few lawsuits, but this is a new one. First of all, let's talk about what they're talking about. The law is called the Social Media Regulations Act. There are several restrictions for social media companies who want to operate in Utah, including requiring children to get parental consent to use the apps, requiring all users to undergo age verification. Parents must also have access to their children's accounts and can more easily sue so they can they must have access to their children's accounts, and they can more easily sue social media companies should they claim their children suffered harm. Now, this bill goes into effect March the 1st. So, come last Friday, there was another lawsuit that was filed to try to stop this. There's quite a few. A lot of the social media companies are trying to stop this. The group, they call themselves the FIRE Group, and it stands for the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. They filed a lawsuit in federal court on behalf of several Utahns, claiming that the new regulation, which is the first of its kind in the nation, this law will be the first in the nation. They state that it violates the First Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and the U.S. Constitution's Commerce Clause. That's their ground, and they are asking for the law to basically stop it going into effect. So there's a lot of activity right now on this particular bill. It's actually now making some national news. And I think as we get closer towards March 1st, we will see more news reports on a national level. If we make it that far, because there's a few lawsuits, and how it'll work its way through the courts. Will a judge grant a stoppage of this? Don't know. I don't know. Love to know in the comments if you think that any of these lawsuits would work. Also, do you think it violates the First Amendment and the 14th Amendment that we have? So there's a lot that's going to be debated and discussed. And who knows how far it's going to go. Even if the law goes into effect in March the 1st, it's not going to end there. I think the companies will still fight. And maybe it'll have to go all the way to the Supreme Court. Who knows? But I think this is just a start, as it makes more headlines, especially on a national level, the big ABC, CBS News, CNN. When it starts to hit some of those channels, yeah, it's probably going to change a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. How is everybody doing this week? And I don't know personally if it's a good thing to be the first in the nation with a bill like this, or does it label the state of Utah, or how does it label the state of Utah as being, uh, the on the forefront of changing things, or is it viewed um, in other ways? So, yeah, I mentioned last week we received a lot of publicity about 5-6 years ago. They changed the DUI laws in Utah. They lowered it from a 0.08 to 0.05 blood alcohol level. And back then, the news headlines, tourism is going to stop in Utah. People won't move to Utah. And I started listening to that. And I thought, wow, it could be a big impact on the state. And it actually had the opposite effect. Migration into the state of Utah has just been on fire the last 5-6 years. So, and it really isn't talked about much anymore. So, yeah. Any questions this evening that I can answer from anyone? If not, I hope everybody will have a great weekend. It is football playoff weekend. I'm a little bit excited. My team got knocked out, but at least I can now watch the games with like no stress level. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Take care and stay safe.